So here's the truth. Here is the truth as I take a sip of this hibiscus tea. I got clothes laying all around. You know what? Who cares though? Who cares? I got clothes laying all around. This is the truth. You can't if you somebody that knows that you want to reach a certain level of greatness or a certain level of, it's like you don't know if you're gonna do it, but it's like, dang, that would be cool. Like, what if maybe I could? You know what I mean? Like, and not just that, but a part of you is actually going after it. Like, a part of you is actually trying to make it happen and make it work, or you just see that for yourself. I want you to understand, like, society gonna kind of like ask you, like, how dare you decide to be different and stand out, all right? And you gonna start to feel that from, I would say, really, I want to talk about family with this because you're gonna feel it from your family a lot. And it's not, and this is where you start to understand people on even a deeper level, because it's not so much that the people around you that's not going to support you becoming your greatest version. It's not that they don't love you or care about you from whatever way that they do it. It's more so that well, it's a lot of reasons. One, they ain't gonna believe that you can do it because they don't believe in themselves. So it's like, yeah. But another thing to it is that it threatens their existence in a way, which is crazy how, but it's like we always in comparison with the people that we grew up with, or we always in comparison with the people that we knew, you know. So if you had a close cousin, I mean, and none of us is exempt from this. It's what we got to do to tell ourselves and make sure we regulating ourselves to know when we are doing it and be like, no, that's not the right behavior. But that is how our animalistic brains want it to be. Like, they just want to, our brains just want to compare ourselves, because it's like we all want to be great. We all want to think that we are something special, you know, and we all are. Honestly, it's about just giving it to yourself and finding the little synchronicities in your world that clarifies that for you. And it's all about it, just adjusting how you see things. But the truth is, man, it's a lonely road once you actually like branching off and starting to go towards your own version of greatness, whatever it is. You're gonna hit a lonely road, man, because it's like you're gonna be happy for the things that you're actually starting to do. So you're gonna talk about it with the people that you're around, but then you're gonna realize that the people around you don't actually care. Or it's not that they don't care, but it's like that's not their life. So it's like they don't want to see you doing so great, you know, when they not the same way, you know, when they not feeling the same way. And this is not to harp on the individuals around you for harboring these kind of outlooks and emotions towards this type of thing. We just all got a lot of like lower aspects that through our journey of growing, we learn to peep what it is, to look at it and see it for what it is, and understand that we got to rise above that. But you know, when a person has not done that, especially in this particular area, they will start to grow kind of resentful toward you, especially if you're somebody that they deem as lucky. And speaking from my own point of view or life in this sense, you know, growing up, I was just the most normal person in the world, honestly. Not the most normal, but like I didn't look at myself as much, like, not that I wasn't gonna try to be someone once I got older, but growing up, it was like I would look at other guys that was getting all the girls or doing all of the things and getting all the attention. But then something weird started to happen once I graduated and started growing up. I had my glow up, as you can say. And you just start to see how people start to treat you, especially the people around you, as they see that you get attention. And, you know, that's a whole nother story for another day. But it's not about you glowing up as far as physically, right? You glowing up mentally and really going on the path that you want to go to towards your own version of greatness. That's what we're talking about. And the truth is, man, it's going to be a lonely one. It's going to be a lonely one until you find the people that respect what you're doing, and they didn't grow up with you, right? But they respect the work that you put in. They respect what you're doing, and those are going to be the ones that support you, right? It's not going to be your family. It is not going to be your family. You know, I kind of, for some of the people around me that I just feel myself distancing from now, since I done decided to pour more into myself. I did a good amount for them. I was working with them. Everybody that I kind of been around, always like, how can I help in some form or fashion? You know, I always wanted to build something with somebody that I cared or loved about. Just wanted to see them win and us all win together. But I realized that as those things didn't work out, whatever ventures I did with the people around me, I always tried to make some type of money, when I start some type of business, whatever. And it just didn't fall through for whatever reason. But then now, eventually, since I done just started to go on my own path, like, because they pretty much kind of stopped in a way. And I decided to go, or they just went off and started doing something else. And as I decided to go on my own path, like, no, I'm going to still try to make something work. They like, nah, you know what I mean? It's that type of energy, like, nah, how you still gonna try to, like, how dare you still gonna try to, you know, make something happen? You know, it's that kind of energy. And the thing about it is, what I'm realizing is that you are a reflect, like, people project onto you. So as you walk around, you are a projection to other people. That's really all you are. You got your own special life to live and things for you to do, but from the outside looking in, you are just a projection in other people's minds on what they possibly could have been or possibly could have done. And so people gonna always kind of to compare themselves to you or project onto you, or you know, see how they lined up against you, especially when they see you as somebody, when they look at you and they just kind of get that energy of somebody that's on their own path towards greatness, whatever it is. The truth is, you're not gonna have a lot of friends, at least not at first, when you first starting to go on this path of just going towards your own greatness and saying fuck everything else. You know, it's a lonely one, and you can try to connect with the people that you were previously connecting with, but you gonna learn that you pretty much have to choose between the two, because they not gonna want to see you going towards your greatness. They really don't. And for some of the ones that still, you know, they still gonna hang around and like, yeah, that's cool that you're doing that. It's like you can't really talk about everything that you're trying to do with them. You know, not unless they really on the same like understanding and level as you, as far as the inner work, the inner growth, the gratitude. Seeing everything from a different lens. You know, you really got to vet the people around you once you start to elevate. And that's the truth. And it's really going to be your family. It's going to be the ones closest to you when you first start out on this. It's going to be the ones that's closest to you. And that's where it can get a little hard at, I guess you could say. Or it can get a little difficult. It's like, dang, you know, especially if you somebody that you just always want to see people around you win too. Especially the people you came up with, and you're not getting that same thing in return. Right. So as soon as you start to declare that you want to stand out and be different, you're going to have a lot of people looking at you differently that once accepted you or seeing you as on a level. You know, people just going to start treating you a lot different. They're not going to want to hear all the good shit that you're saying. They're not going to want to hear all the good shit that you're saying. They're not going to want to hear about what you're doing. Basically, they're not going to want to support what it is that you're doing. Right. But that's just how he is. That's just how he is. But that's the truth about that. That's the truth about when you decide to go on your own path towards whatever greatness that you see for yourself. When you start deciding to be more and do better, when you start having something that you actually look forward to in your life to wake up and do, and you be hoping that the people around you might want to support it and see what it is that you're doing. Like, dang, like, oh, we came from this to doing that, but it's not like that. It's complete opposite, actually. But it don't mean that you should stop. It just means that this is where you at now. You in the middle ground to where you ain't got nobody. Your past people that you was able to depend on, or not depend on, but go to, they not really there as much. But or they still there, but in order for you to interact with them, you got to go back to who you used to be and decide not to go on your own path of greatness as much. You in this middle part between with being stuck in the past with them, and then in the future where you hoping that you're gonna find people that's gonna support you, and that you can find your new tribe, your new people that you can click with, and new people that you can talk with, but you will find them. Just keep going on your journey. Just keep going on your journey of greatness is, man, because you in a dark period, right? If you find yourself in this position, or you getting ready to go into this position, it's going to be a little bit of a dark period, but in that dark period, you are the light source within it, right? It's like you're going into a tunnel, right? And you are the light source though. And it's all safe up in there. It's all good. But it's a lot of darkness. It's a lot of what ifs. You still wondering, am I going to be able to actually do this? If I do this, somebody's going to be something, it's going to be a life for me that I actually want to have on the other side. Am I going to keep just being lonely, just going on this path myself, or am I going to actually find a new life with all of this that's built on community and built on all the new principles that I've been trying to put into within myself, or put within yourself? So just keep going. Just keep going. But the truth is, your family not going to support you. The people close to you not going to support you. They won't. And it's not to harp on them. This is just an educational video, or of analyzing a particular thing with life. When you decide to actually be great, when you decide to really tap into your own greatness, and you wasn't like that before, but you was always like that, but they didn't know. There's only a certain amount that we really show people around us sometimes, or especially when we start to change, But you good though. So stay on your journey, or get on that, right? If you've been thinking about all of this, it's like you good. But the truth is, you got to be the light source, because it's going to be kind of some darkness and some empty. It's going to be a lot of empty space around you that you're going to have to fill, that once was filled up with all of these other things is now going to only just be filled up by you. So, yeah.